Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us super fans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday we're talking ghosts and found family. Are you ready, Thomas?
Family. I think I'm ready.
Drink up.
No, you drink up.
Hello there, Pop Pop.
Hello there, baby.
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 B-A-Y. B-A-Y. Baby.
Okay, real quick, before we get into Star Wars, I want to let you know that I'm your host, Bryan. With me, as always, is my better half and your better host, Thomas.
Hi, Bryan.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
So, I had cut Tom off because this is really riveting, and I want to know what's going on. What is the common denominator between all of the housewives, Thomas?
They're always in trouble.
Okay. Why?
Is this a Housewives podcast?
It might just become one.
I don't know.
That's really what do we think? Should the first half of Pink Milk, husband and husband, be forced to listen about Star Wars and the second half be forced to listen about housewives? That would be this house. There probably couldn't be anything more truer than that.
Maybe I should start my own podcast.
For us housewives, super gays, and
I could be up and at 'em.
I don't know who that is. That the person you make me watch at night?
Yeah, I just found him recently. He gives a little update on what's going on, I think, in would we call that pop culture?
I would call it trash, personally. But that's bitchy and judgy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. These are their lives, Bryan. Poor Erica Jane. She's going to be going to jail. Well, maybe not. Hopefully not.
Erica.
Jane.
Erica Kane.
No, what I was saying to you before is there seems to be a commonality between a lot of these housewives. They always seem to be in trouble. Very interesting. I'll just leave it at that.
You know, well,
I don't need Andy Cohen to call me up and yell at me.
Oh, he can call up and yell at me anytime. Hi, Andy. So is Star Wars. Star Wars is always in trouble, too. You're going to hop on Star Wars Twitter and whatever. It's always in trouble. So, Thomas, how was your week? Anything new? Anything exciting? Did I get my money yet to roll around in?
No, I'll start rolling in next week.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Yeah, we had an exciting week. Had a big payoff on something, but we don't need to tell the world about that.
Oh, yes, we do. I own my car. Woo woo. My dad van is 100% my dad van.
You don't have a dad van.
No. Listeners, is a Tiguan a dad van? I would consider it a dad van.
No.
No? It is blue, like Max Rebo. I like that. All right. Yeah, no, honestly, that was really exciting, and we worked really hard to do that. We paid it off in 2 years. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. You just came up on my phone. The picture that Eli took of you the day we were buying that car.
Oh.
It was there. I was like, wow, that was 2 years ago. Honestly, less than 2 years. It was September of 2019.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Boom.
Wow, boom is right.
Mm-hmm.
You do good.
See, everyone on Twitter and Instagram, when you tease me for not buying Star Wars toys and not buying things, this is why I don't buy those things.
See, everybody on Twitter and the Star Wars world, when he teases me about not allowing him to go out and buy stuff like that, that's going down in value. Just like the car. That's why.
No, some of these pop figures that I have now go for like that He-Man and Skeletor.
You know, the truth of the matter is,
couple $100.
After it came out of my mouth, I thought about that. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're dealing with different numbers, but I know this car is not going up in value. That's for sure. At least they have a chance to go up in value.
No, so literally.
I stand corrected.
That He-Man and Skeletor I see on eBay for $200 for those pop toys.
Is that Star Wars?
No, it's He-Man. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. This is not a He-Man podcast, but it could be.
It could be.
Starting in July, there is a new He-Man series, which we also did talk about on live stream.
And I'll be forced to listen to that too.
You might even be forced to watch it.
Crickets.
Oh, all right. Well, let's start diving into this episode. Last week, real quick, we did get some feedback to put Bad Batch talk up front. We tried something different with our trivia. We tried doing that first, but a few people wasn't their favorite. They wanted to come for the Bad Batch and leave for the trivia. I'm just glad that people listen. So,
I want to know who these people are. It wasn't our favorite either.
Yeah, there you go. See, so it worked. And we, we realized that flipping through pages live on a podcast was kind of boring. So thank you for suffering through that first half of the podcast.
It was stressful.
It was. And this week,
We're doing it at the end.
And I'm going to nail out every one of those questions.
We'll see. I mean, I did get 2 right.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, my God. So, Aaron on Twitter, I played Tom, the little note that you had for your version of the same trivia book that we have that has the little electronic sounds on it with the ding, ding, dings. That was so funny.
I still kind of like my ding, 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 though. Ding, 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 ding.
All right. Well, the ding, ding, dings are going to come back at the end of the episode. So, real quick, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
What was your overall reaction to episode 3? I keep wanting to say chapter 3 after, like, The Mandalorian. Episode 3 of The Bad Batch, Replacements.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Wait for it. I thought it was good. I did. I really thought it was good. I thought it was very, very good. I like Omega.
Omega.
Yeah,
No,
I remember I told you I felt like this one went quickly, but it was my favorite so far.
Mine, honestly, easily my favorite. My favorite episode so far.
A lot to unpack in this episode, Bryan, as you may say.
Tom did watch this episode not once, not twice, but we just watched it for the
3
third time.
Oops.
Way to go.
What do you call it when I go off the chart there?
When it clips?
Yeah, when it clips, when I'm too loud.
Yep. So, sorry, drivers. Hopefully you didn't get in a car accident. Send it to @TomSipsPinkMilk on Twitter, not to be _SipsPinkMilk.
And one day I'll see it.
You think you've only ever been on that one time. All right, Thomas, you ready to dive in?
I got everything I needed that day. So, I felt complete. I made a new friend, got a couple of memes. Felt like people understood me.
That's good. That's real nice. That's real nice.
I was here so I don't get fired. Just kidding.
Oh, boy.
That's never going to get old in my head anyway, so...
I am excited. In a few weeks, we have a few guests coming on. We have got one for Husband and Husband. We have one for the live stream to help us celebrate Pride Month. I'm very excited. 2 listeners turned, friends, and I'm very, very excited.
Will this be in my absence?
No, you'll be here for one.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be great.
Awesome.
I'm really looking forward to talking to this person, actually. So, all right. Episode 3, The Replacements. I have seen a lot of things all over Twitter about replacements and this idea of the episode, like stormtroopers replacing clones, which is an aspect to this. But I want to bring in more.
I wonder if it's what I'm going to say.
Do you want to go first?
I do.
Okay.
Because I think you'll be impressed. I think that the Bad Batch is a replacement for a family that Omega never had. And Omega is the replacement more so for the family that was. And she is the replacement for Crosshair. What do you think of that?
I think it's good. I think there's a reason that we are husbands and husbands talking about Star Wars.
Oh, why are you going to say the same thing?
Yeah. So, as I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about the ghosts of a found family because I do believe for me, this episode and that term replacements sat heavier in the idea of replacing families. And you can never replace a family, but I really, the show always, I mean, Star Wars always does, but brings me into ideas of our family. And I think a lot about Omega and when Eli came. Eli was our third child to come in with us, who came in while we were making the podcast, actually. And the response to everyone around when a new person comes into your family. And there's some really, really touching things, really cute moments, especially at the beginning of this. But one thing I say the ghosts of a found family, and it's something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but every time, like in our story, every time a child comes into the house, they have a set of bio parents. They have siblings out there somewhere that they may not know about, may or may not have ever lived with, a lot of, and it's not just our kids, a lot of kids in this situation. We talk a lot about, especially on After Dark, about queer found families, and we've been watching Pose a lot, which is all about found family too. And all of these people that come together have families that they came from. They have parents or they have siblings. And in all of those situations, those kids don't get to see their family anymore. Why they don't get to see them is different for every person, but they don't get to. And so now we have found our family, and we are now a family. And in our house, the role of their parents is still very present every day in our house. And that's what I mean by this ghost. And it's an aspect of found family that is very often, I feel, ignored and not talked about enough, because it is something that took getting used to, and it took an adjustment, and it was something that like I wasn't prepared for, to have to carry that along with it. I mean, I'm happy to do so, and I'm privileged to be able to do so, but I do feel that might be going on a little bit here.
I definitely can see it.
Yeah. So, how do you want to start this, Pop? Do you want to? What did you get from this opening scene? Any things with Omega and her little iPad leaning against a gonk droid? I feel like I see that every single day of my life with 3 kids.
Well, now that you mention it, absolutely, I see that every day of my life. From you to the kids.
Probably. So I mean, honestly, there was some big stuff in this opening scene. So the idea of Crosshair is brought up pretty quick. We went an episode without really talking about him. We didn't see him, and we didn't really talk about him. And Omega, moves his weapons case, and there's that awkward silence, and our cute little huggable Wrecker's like, fine, I'll say it. I kind of miss him. And Hunter doesn't want to deal with it, but he's still there. Omega recognizes that he's there because she's a child, and children just point out the obvious so many times that we, as we get older, for whatever cultural reasons, what's the word I'm looking for?
Economic?
Yeah, no. It's not socioeconomic. Societal reasons, we don't pay attention to them. We don't talk about that. That's the hush hush. That's the dark secret in the family, or whatever it might be. But kids don't do that. And there's something really pure that I wish all of us could still do. But I like that she brings him up. I think it's really, really special. And but the episode of Star Wars, and we get going really, really quick with the ship crash landing on a moon, and we've got a capacitor that's broken. Tex, we're fine. Life support's fine. But while we're crashing, Wrecker hits his head. And the rest of the episode, he complains about his head hurting on the side where the chip is. And we know that's where the chip is because in Rebels, when we meet Rex again, he's got a scar there. We saw the chip get removed in Clone Wars now. But something's gonna happen with that. I don't want to see Wrecker go down like that. we were talking about on the live stream, because this episode gets dark towards like the final act in this story. It gets really, really dark. I don't feel safe for anyone on this show.
Meaning you think that anybody...
I think anyone could go. I do.
Wow.
Like, I worry because it is, like, it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, oh my God, can you imagine if Wrecker leaves? Something happens to Wrecker? The same person who I hated so much, we stopped watching the second 2 episodes because I thought he was so dumb. And now, like, he's the biggest softie in the world, like the best big brother.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Wrecker.
It's so great. But do you have any questions, any notes from this, like, opening here, Thomas?
Have notes, Bryan. Of course I have notes.
What were your thoughts?
No, really, I have notes.
Okay.
I have 2.5 pages of notes.
But what were your thoughts on seeing Omega come in on this scene? Does she remind you of like the Eli situation at all?
Gosh, no, not really.
Okay.
However, I do like what you said. She does have a tendency to kind of point out the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And she also seems to be all-knowing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she rewind to the first episode, and I don't remember what she said, but something to the effect, I know what you're going to do, and
yep,
I don't want you to do it anyway.
Yep.
But I understand.
But if you do, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Right, something like
Which
that.
she brings back up later in this episode with Hunter. Yeah. But like there's the part with Wrecker. Like they're running low on food. So this is important too. This episode is just layering so many things that are going to be addressed. They've got the food, and Wrecker looks like Wrecker, who is basically Michael. Like everything about Wrecker is Michael. He's big, he's loud, he's fun-loving, tough, but like the biggest sweetheart ever, actually. And that's just very much Michael. So every time I see Wrecker, I just think Michael, who made the most adorable guest appearance on After Dark. So you really should just go to YouTube and watch that episode.
Check it out.
My cute little son. But he eats the food, and then he's like, I'm still hungry. And Hunter's like, we're running low on food. And Omega's like, here, you can have mine. And of course, he was going to take it. And Dad has to step in and like, dude, she doesn't even have room. Don't start taking her food. And it's such a kid thing of not understanding that there are other people around, you know, and Wrecker really is a big kid. Like, he's not really an adult. He is not emotionally on the same level as everybody else. Could that be something to do with her growth acceleration stuff? You know, I don't know. But he's just not emotionally on the same level as everybody else. But I think that's really interesting because it really gives him and Omega a relationship that they wouldn't be able to have without one another in the same way. So I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, I love this. I love the fact that Crosshair is still there. Again, I have said this before. I think I brought it up a lot during The Mandalorian. I mentioned it to you on Friday. I feel like somebody in the writer's room has to have foster experience. Like there's so many things there that just ring way too true for someone who doesn't have that lived experience. So I'm really, really curious.
Or at least definitely children.
Well, definitely kids, but there's stuff, I don't know, like with Grogu and Din, and this idea of like Hunter's portrayal as a father is really great too, because he's this father who didn't think he was going to be a dad, you know, and he's figuring it all out along the way. And I go back to that very first, I think it was it's the end of the second episode when he's like, you know, I've got a lot to learn too, kid. Speaking of kids, we have one screaming in the background.
Screaming with joy.
Oh, yes, sorry.
As opposed to some of those other times when he's screaming to scream.
The 2 youngest ones, we bought them Lego City, a video game that we once got rid of because it caused too many arguments, and now we are being reminded. But that was a scream of joy. So, Thomas, you said you have 2.5 pages of notes. But yeah, like, actually, before we go to the notes, what are your thoughts of the ghosts in the found family? Like, how do you think about those things? Because they are ever present in our lives. And now, the ghost of Crosshair, and, which we haven't even really began to address yet, Omega's past is now a ghost with Clone Force 99.
Or are you asking specifically with my family?
Yeah,
or,
like just your thoughts. No,
I feel it every single day.
Like your thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, I feel it every single day. Each one of them has one primary ghost, each one of our 3 sons, that in some way, shape, or form, their mention happens
pretty consistently.
Very, very consistently, And it's sometimes you honor that mention and sometimes you're pushing it away in a way, because you don't want to upset anybody.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's actually a very good thing to point out.
Yeah. Like, as a parent to that, what do you think your responsibility is? Like, if you had
honor it.
Yeah, if you had to give Hunter advice, what would you tell Hunter?
Honor it. It's there. Their feelings are not right or wrong. The things that come out of their mouth, on topics like that are not right or wrong. You have to honor them. You can't rewrite history. You have to honor it in a way and learn from him.
Yep. It was something that like they never really brought that up during foster training and adoptive training when we were back in those things.
That's because it's a you and I thing. I don't think it's an everybody else thing.
No, I know it isn't because we had once dealt with. So our adoption agency, there was a family who needed some advice and they were asking for help from other families. So they sent them our way. And it was a life lesson to hear these parents talk about at the time, she was like an 11-year-old girl that was placed in their home and she should know better. And she's too far behind in reading that she's this or she's that. And they were mad that she wasn't appreciative to be in this home, that she liked her old family. Even the old family was hard for her. I was like, oh my, it was this like wake up call to what can really go on.
Their expectations were not in line with reality.
No.
Sometimes, we've often had conversations about their expectations were not set correctly. And I've often thought about that statement as in, what were they even thinking?
I mean, okay.
Somebody really had to point out the obvious.
I was going to say there is reality expectations, but like these children are there not on any count that they want to be there. Like it was just that kind of obvious stuff. You should know if you're going to get into this world at all, like understand that that's the way it's going to be. And how dare they blame a child for loving their parents? Like, how dare they?
At some point during our journey, it went from all about us to all about them. And it went there very, very quickly. And I think a lot of people that go down the journey that we've gone on, not a lot of people, no, I take that back. Some people that go on the journey that we had been on and are on every day, never click over. It's still all about them. And in the people that you're making reference to there, it is all about them. And I know we are connected through Facebook and I still see it. It is all about them. It has never been about anybody else.
That child did not stay with them.
No. And
thank God.
Thank God is right. And I know it sounds terrible, but it ended up in a wonderful home. So
yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was just...
And it wasn't that one.
Yeah, it's just interesting that those... Like, I wish this aspect was talked about more. Honestly, I think it's really, really important. And it is... I don't want to say it's hard to live with a ghost. Because... As Luke Skywalker says in The Last Jedi, powerful light and powerful dark. We have mentioned it so many times here. Nothing good brought our children to us. There is darkness there. We talked about it when I opened up about my sexual assault. There is darkness there, but it becomes a part of who you are. And the power to move forward is to be able to take the good and take the bad and realize both of those situations make us who we are today, right now. And they will play a part in who we become tomorrow. And darkness put on you, or you coming from some place of dark, does not define who you are, but it does define a part of your life or a part of your history. And I think it should be talked about and talked about positively so that we don't have situations. I don't want my children to ever be ashamed of anything. I don't want my children to hate their biological parents. I don't want that. I don't wish that for them. We've been pretty open. I have struggles every once in a while when I just get really mad that choices made by parents put my kids in the life that they, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I have anger in moments, but I pull myself back to what you said. It's not about me. Mm-mm. And those are still my children's biological parents, and I have to honor them. So I have to love and respect them too.
My feeling is that we just don't judge them. We really, truly don't.
Yep.
I mean, do you have a moment? Are you a human being? Of course you are. However, I pull myself back all the time, and I'm just not judging them. I wasn't there. I'm a beneficiary, essentially, of their poor decisions, and I'm grateful every single day. I'm sorry they all had to go through it, but specifically for the boys to have had to go through it.
Yep. I agree. And I feel like in this episode, there's so much layered in this episode already, but I feel like some of those bones are starting to be laid here that we might actually be able to tackle some of these like really important conversations. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm excited for that. So, all right. You said you have 2.5 pages of notes. Do you have any questions for me, Thomas?
Do I have any questions? What was the name of the planet? Oh, okay.
What's in your notes? Ordo, like the moon of Ordo or something like that, I think.
Let me get the readers on. Having trouble with the...
I loved that very Empire Strikes Back feel in this episode.
How did you feel about Omega crawling down the hole? And what transpired between... Okay. Hold, please. Hold.
Well, let me ask you a question.
No. It would be, what transpired between Ordo, Moon, Dragon.
The Moon Dragon and her?
Yeah, the Moon Dragon and her. Something happened there. I thought that was very interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this at you. This is how I chose to break it up on the live stream.
Don't throw anything at me, Bryan.
On the live stream was we kind of talked about Clone Force 99 and Omega, and then we talked about the Empire. Because there's kind of two separate stories. One with Omega and the Clone Force, and then a story about the Empire and the Kaminoans.
Right.
So we'll talk about that as like two separate stories as opposed to jumping back and forth because I think it's hard to talk about it that way. I want to ask you first because I think I know. Mm-hmm. I have my theories. I have my ideas. But what do you think? So I think what you're getting at, does she have special abilities like the rest of Clone Force 99? And last week, Cut said the Kaminoans don't make anything without a purpose.
I have to say, I think she does, although this is in the very early stages, but I've noticed something.
Okay.
And maybe she has an ability to understand and communicate differently. She almost understood in a way what the Moon Dragon needed. So she gave him the flashlight. Yep. You know, he certainly was screaming at her.
Well, he was calm before that too. And then became like a kitty cat with a flashlight and chasing the light ball. So there are a few theories out there. There's a lot of theories thinking she's force sensitive. Okay. That's still what I believe. But there's also, and maybe this could still be a force sensitivity power that we don't know about, if I phrased that right. There are some people out there thinking she's a mimic. So in the very first episode during, I think it's the cafeteria scene, she's kind of Hunter would put his fist on his chin and she was doing the same thing. She was turning like him. But then in this episode, she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm tracking," when he's looking at the dirt. And she's like, "Do you think I can learn how to do that too?" So maybe that's what she is. But we see both Ezra in Rebels and Rey in The Rise of Skywalker have the ability to talk to animals through the Force. That there is somehow a calming energy that you're kind of saying between animals and a Force user. Not all Force users have this, and Ezra takes it to a whole other level. But I can see that for sure. I like that idea that she can communicate differently. You mentioned earlier today about the thing with Crosshair in the first episode. She understands, she can read a room very, very well. So what is whispering in her ear to teach her how to read a room like that? It's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But yeah, so I think that she has the Force and she was talking to that little moon dragon personally.
Because it kind of made you like the Moon Dragon after that. And then we never saw him again.
No, they were just trying to survive.
Yep.
That's it. Eating batteries. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree a lot. What did you think it said about Omega? So Hunter's mask gets knocked off. He passes out. She puts the mask back on him so he can breathe again. But she dove right into that cave. Like, she asserted herself too to say, "Hey, I'm part of this squad team too, right?" And he's like, "Okay." I can't wait to see her in some little armor with a little helmet. It's gonna be so cute. But she dove right into that cave, and then she comes out and she's like, "We had a mission, right? I had to go get the carburetor or converter, capacitor, whatever that is."
We have them on our AC units, honey.
Okay. I just write a check and say, "Fix it. Thank you." So what did you think about that? Because I think that's pretty cool.
I thought it was really cool. I thought she was feeling like she was part of the squad. And she's mentioned that she's part of the squad. And she's behaving like she's part of the squad. And she contributed now.
Yeah, it's like, we also hear in this episode at the end, it's so sweet when Wrecker gives her a bedroom. Like, we mentioned that, he tried to take her food and Hunter's like, she doesn't have a room. And then so he builds her this room, which is really touching with like the curtains and little like string lights and the thing. It was so cute. So cute. And she's like, "I've never had a room before." These people are seeing her, which we mentioned. He sees her when she's up on that podium the first time they make eye contact. And look at how the Kaminoans treat. We hear at the end of this episode, Lama Su's like, they are, after all, Kaminoan property. And that's probably how she was treated. So she was never really a part of anything. We don't even, where did she stay? Where did she sleep? Where did she do any of those things, So it's interesting that she also wants to contribute. Remember when kids wanted to contribute and they liked to clean the house and they wanted to help?
Well, briefly, because they briefly did. Although they go back and forth. We had a chore day yesterday. Cleaning day yesterday, and overall I gotta say they were very good about doing things. Even last week they were very good.
Michael came into the bathroom and was like, "Daddy," he was rearranging his office. So we have like a little closet underneath the stairs, and Michael calls it his office, which is oftentimes set up with like computers that he makes out of cardboard boxes and a little chair made out of cushions, and he goes in. He works. It's his office, Tom. He works, and he realized that the office, he was telling me, was getting a little cluttered, so he needed to reorganize. So he took everything out and put it back in. Anyways, and he came upstairs. He's like, "And Daddy even let me mop." And I was like, "He did?" He's like, "Just like the old days. Michael's back in business, baby." It was so cute. Like I said, he's Wrecker. I could see Wrecker saying that. Do you have anything else for Clone Force 99 and our little found family? Do you want to gush about Omega more? Because I feel like everyone's just falling in love with Omega. She's so great.
I mean, she's hard not to like.
She's so
but that's
great.
How Disney does it. Or Star Wars, sorry.
It's going to be interesting, too.
They bring you a kid, you like the kid. Because look, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, it's great. They're our access point, and I can tell you, I always... Like, I'm a parent now. Like, I relate to to Grogu and Omega in a way that I would have never been able to engage with Star Wars if I was not a parent. And I was really connected to it, both Ahsoka and to Ezra, who are kind of our kids before. And I was very connected to them, but it was different. It was more about like how I went through life and almost wishing I could have had some of the experiences at a younger age that they got to have. But now I'm a parent and I'm like, oh, I want to make sure I teach my kids some of these things.
That's an interesting thought. Which kid in the Star Wars universe would you want to be?
Would I want to be?
Ooh. When they were kids. Not the later on.
Which kid would I want? I would want to be... Oh, God. Well, I don't know. It's kind of unfair because we haven't been with Omega very long. But I'd want to be Ezra because the Ghost Crew is where it's at. Like, talk about the perfect family. Hera and Kanan are like great parents. Like, fantastic. Talk about, how we mentioned last week that you need to give your kids like the ability to choose and like think on their own kind of thing. That's very much how they were raised. And yeah. What about you?
I don't have an answer.
Well, you don't even know Ezra. You don't know.
I feel like I want to say Ezra because you always speak so highly of him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have an answer. I don't know that I'm there to be able to provide an answer.
And I
thought it was a good question.
Yeah, I had mentioned powerful light and powerful dark. Ezra understands that really, really well too, actually, and he learns some from Ahsoka. It's great.
If I didn't see the Tross, is that the Tross? Which
the Rise of Skywalker?
Okay, yeah. If I didn't see the later on in life ones, I would always have said Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
But then you saw the later on in life, you saw the old Luke, and wasn't quite the same.
Yeah,
just wasn't. It's
nope.
Okay.
And there's a lot of takes on that Luke, good and bad. I personally love that Luke, and I love him because he came back at the end. But he needed to go through that. Yeah. Anyways, Omega's fantastic. I can't wait to get more of her story. Like, I just find her really interesting. Oh, I wanted to bring up when we first met her, she had that little medallion on her head, and now it's not there. And I feel like Nala Se, who is the other Kaminoan that's been hanging out with Lama Su, she let her off. She cares about her. I think probably to the extent that a Kaminoan can care, because there seems to be some wall put up that they can't get past. And what is that going to say to Nala Se? Because they're going to run into each other again. Well,
I'm curious why they're not looking for Omega now. I mean, if this is their property, the statement was, hey, they're Kaminoan?
Yeah.
Kaminoan?
I think so.
Kaminoan?
Kaminoan
property.
Yep.
Well, she's property. Why are they not looking for her?
Well, I think I want to talk about that at the end, because we mention it at the very end of this episode, because I'm looking forward to Kamino versus the Empire. But let's do that after the break.
Oh, we're going on a break?
We're going on a break. We will be right back. And
we're back.
Ooh, it sounds like the Force. All right, Thomas.
Maybe I'm Force sensitive.
Maybe. Could be.
If it was a real thing.
I'm just not going to even respond with the things that I want to respond with. All right, so Thomas, what did you think about the Empire and all the things we had going on with the Empire and the stormtroopers being introduced?
Well, do you mean the elite
replacements?
Squad? The elite squad?
Yeah, they're early ideas of stormtroopers.
Okay. I thought it was pretty good, actually. It's all new to me.
Okay.
But now I understand. I wasn't even really paying attention that clones weren't stormtroopers, but now I see the connection.
Connections were made.
But interesting, because Tarkin and Admiral... Wait.
Do you remember Tarkin from the movies yet?
No. Admiral Rampart. Rampart is... I think it's interesting how he's trying to replace them with people, essentially, right?
Yeah, and why?
He thinks that people that will, because they'll be loyal, because they're going to volunteer. They'll be loyal to the cause.
Which is really, really interesting. So Rampart's like, hey, if we're going to be an empire ruling, we need an army to rule with, and it should be people. And then we get that first one, like CT-001 or something like that.
Right.
He's like, I'm getting paid more. I have a nicer place to live. The Empire's already treating me better than a Republic ever did.
And then at the end, he's the one who doesn't want to fulfill the mission and actually execute generous people?
Saw Gerrera's people. Yeah, so that was really, really cool. We get the introduction to Rampart, who we saw in a hologram last week. Mark is very thirsty for Rampart. He has a very big crush. It's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah. So now every time I think that's what I think of. But so Tarkin is like, all right, you think this elite squad, you think they're going to be more loyal. I'm going to put them to the same test that the Clone Force failed at. So you're going to go to Onderon, and there's a bunch of people there you need to kill. So the elite squad, at least that dude, but I suspect everybody else too, is not real thrilled that Crosshair is going to be their captain. So they were recharging his chip again, and Tarkin's like, I hope it sticks this time. So it's just been interesting, like thought policing versus choice and all that, like this, like that's bringing into this. Can a government control its people? This is what the people wanted. Padme announces in the Revenge of the Sith, so this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. It's a really, really important line. And now people are applauding, and this is what it looks like. So can the government control people? They can control clones because they're microchipped, and they've basically turned them into droids. And this guy's like, you don't even need that anymore. We're so powerful already. We've been around for 2 days. We can control all these people. It's cool. What do you think? Can a government control its people?
I think it can, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With enough might makes the right. Mm-hmm. And
then generations of that, they don't even understand or think they're wrong.
Yep.
Which begs the question, because we always all think we're right. Mm-hmm. So who's right and who's wrong sometimes?
Yep. Because then, there are going to be people, there's always going to be people like Saw Gerrera, and those people who want to rise up. There's always going to be a rebel alliance, but are they strong enough? Or is there enough numbers? It's really interesting. It's really, I don't know. But we're on that ship, and there's already tension between the stormtroopers and the clone. They don't like that the clone is leading them. So we have, and with the Clone Force brought up at the beginning of this episode, they're still calling them regs. Like, these clones are just not like respected by anybody now. But you're right. So then the orders are to go kill all these civilians, basically. Saw Gerrera is not there. Saw Gerrera is a known non-believer in the Republic and now the Empire. Like, so right or wrong, I can understand why they want to go after him. But these are just civilians who a family was just trying to get off world. That was all they were going to do. And the Clone Force 99 wouldn't kill them. That's how they are now being hunted. So, and now that big, proud Imperial was like, we're not an execution squad. We're soldiers. And Crosshair's like, well, this is why they put me in charge. And he just kills him. The whole thing was out. That was heavy. Like, Michael hasn't seen this episode yet, and I don't even know how I feel about, like, that scene. It's big.
Good question.
Because Michael's really sensitive. I don't know if he'll handle that well. What do you find the most intriguing, though, between what they're setting up here? So they're kind of setting up this idea of the Empire already versus Kamino. Tarkin talks about that clones are cost prohibitive. They're really, really expensive. So they got to go eventually. But they're still useful right now. And stormtroopers don't like clones. Crosshair already doesn't like the stormtroopers. So they're like, clones and troopers don't seem to like each other. And where do you think that could possibly go?
Well, we all know where it's going, because the stormtroopers will eventually take their spot. So it comes down to what's going to happen in between. What's the struggle going to be? And I think that there's going to be a slow fade out, because at this moment in time, there's more clones than there are future stormtroopers, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more clones.
Yeah, so it'll be a slow fade out. Maybe what will happen is, and again, I'm not the super fan, so I don't even know if it's gone, but maybe that planet, that whole species will be wiped out. Then they will
Kamino?
Yeah. Maybe that will all be erased, and
oh my.
Yeah, and then they won't be able to make them.
This is episode 99. We're talking Clone Force 99 on episode 99.
Okay.
And you're super fan. You're like super casual fan at best is starting to slip. I just brought this up on the live stream.
Really?
Like, Kamino's not around. What's going to happen?
Huh.
It's interesting. Like, do you remember before I was really into the show, I was like, I don't like the Bad Batch. I do not care about them, but I'm really excited about this time.
And you're really liking them now, which is nice to see.
It is like a 180.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really, all of them are great.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really great. I'm telling you, it was the perfect choice. And you wouldn't know this, but we saw Caleb Doom, who's Kanan Jarrus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a comic about that event, and it switched around a little bit. So some people were really, really upset because Disney came out and said, if you read a book or a comic, it's going to count. So that's canon. And it switched that story up a little bit. So people are really upset, or they were when that came out. And I understand. I'm not one of those people. Like, the movies and the cartoons are always going to come first. That's what's, I don't see a movie ever completely contradicting like a Clone Wars or a Bad Batch episode. I don't see that happening. That I don't know. It does. Anyways, but it was so smart for them to have Hunter save Caleb, who was Kanan, because it made us like instantly care about him. Mm-hmm. So it was really, really smart. And you're right. I've done a 180. Like, I'm all in. The show is started off stronger than Rebels ever did. It's starting off stronger than Clone Wars ever did. So I can't even imagine where the show's going to go. But at the time, I was really excited about this time period because of exactly this. Mm-hmm. Like, how did the stormtroopers come in? So we know, you said it, he wasn't going to execute them. So when do stormtroopers become that? When does a person let the government control them so much that they will become a volunteer execution squad? Like, what happened? Yeah, it's so, like, it's cool.
Because then you get the likes of Darth Vader, Snoke, the Emperor, and everybody fears them.
Yep.
They see things like, remember when Darth Vader picked the guy up, squeezed his neck? Remember, was that Empire Strikes Back?
A New Hope.
Oh, A New Hope?
Yep. That was our introduction to Darth Vader.
Yep.
And he's just baby Darth Vader. Like, I want him to come back. I don't want him to be in all the time, but I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with him right now because he's baby Darth Vader. Like that.
So he's around right now, right?
Yeah, he just became Darth Vader like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. So he's just learning how to use all that equipment, getting fitted for the cape.
Getting fitted. Yep. No, he's got his cape. He's learning to walk because we saw him walk when he becomes Darth Vader. He doesn't walk real great yet because he's got robot legs now. So he's got to learn how to walk a little better.
Okay.
He's dealing with the death of Padme and all of that. It's so I'm curious. I'm looking forward to seeing. So where did we
see him doing that?
No, that's what's going in comics. Like, that's been going on because at the end of Revenge. So this started at Order 66, which happened at the end of Revenge of the Sith. It was after Order 66 that Obi-Wan almost killed him, and then he became Darth Vader. And this really is just days later or weeks later. It is not long. There's not been a lot of time passing yet. Where this will go, I don't know. I love that. I am really hooked on the idea that you brought up last week of, are we going to see Omega getting older? Like, it's one of those speculation things that, like, it's dangerous to speculate sometimes because if it doesn't go down that road, it's hard sometimes to not go, well, I wanted to see that. But I'm kind of there. I really liked that. I thought you brought up something really interesting.
Well, everyone else in both Clone Wars and in, what's the other one?
Rebels.
Oh,
yeah. Everybody gets older.
Everybody gets older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for the older adults, or the adults. It was the kids that got older.
No,
right?
even all of them got older.
They did? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, in all of those. In all of those, for sure. I'm looking forward to, like, a war between the clones and the stormtroopers. I think that would be amazing if that's where it goes. Kamino's like, you're not taking away from us that easily. So we get to the end of this, and there's the talk of Lama Su saying, you know, we need to figure out plan B so we can make sure, because he's worried they're going to lose all their money. That the clone program is going to become obsolete, and what's Kamino supposed to do? Because that's their revenue. And And Nala says, like, well, Jango Fett's DNA is starting to crack. Like, we can't keep making clones off of this. And Jango Fett's dead now, so they can't go get more from him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, we need the clones. And then Nala says, like, they're not going to come back willingly. And that's when Lama says, well, at the end of the day, they're Kamino property. And we only ever need one. So we're assuming they're talking about Clone Force 99. But it also doesn't exactly make sense because Crosshair's right there. So is there someone else out there? Are there more Omegas out there? That's what I'm wondering at the end of this. Are there more Omegas? Or is she the only one? Like, I'm thinking we only need one, meaning we only need Omega. Omega is whatever.
Don't they have extras in the factory, though?
We don't know.
Huh.
We don't know. Were they one of a kind? Everybody else, there's multiples of it. Are they one of a kind? But I'm wondering if the Kaminoans didn't put another chip in them that will have them turn on whoever they're being controlled by and listen to only the Kamino. Because
if they were smart, they would have.
Because they're not like bad, but they're not good. They're just interested in moving themselves forward. That's it. There's no loyalty but to themselves, which is really, really cool. I like that a lot. And I like to... So we're about to... How far is the Empire willing to go?
Good question.
To see the future. How far... When does the Stormtrooper become the Executioner? When do they stop saying no? Because we know that it happens eventually. We see in The Force Awakens, all of those Stormtroopers, like, murdered all of those people. And that's what got Finn to run away. Because he was like, I'm not doing this. So we know it happens. When do the Kaminoans say enough's enough with the Empire and I'm not working with you anymore because I don't trust you and I'm going to start looking out for myself? And you're right. It doesn't mean Kamino's gone. We never see it again. So there is, what if like an early sample test of the Death Star? Some sort of Death Star technology, because the first test was on oh God, I'm blanking on the planet, on Jeddah in Rogue One. That was the first test of the Death Star, but what if there was tests before there was the Death Star? You know, that could be, and they do it to them. That would be crazy. And then the next thing that I'm interested in seeing what people will be willing to do is Clone Force 99 and Hunter. They're soldiers. They know how to follow orders. They do those things, and they have a family to support now. They're running out of capacitors. They're running out of food, and I know there was a trailer where we see them trying to get money from a Trandoshan. So at some point they become like mercenaries or something, maybe. How are they going to start supporting themselves? Like, where is the show going to go? At this point, you saw a lot of bricks being laid, right? You said it yourself. There's a lot of layers in this.
Yes.
Where do you see the show going?
I got to be honest. I have no idea. And that's why I am really enjoying it. Some of the other stuff seems so predictable. We knew what was happening a lot in the movies and some of the things that we've seen. But this one is all new to everybody. It's new to me for sure.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. And I actually like not knowing at this moment. I don't feel like I have enough. Give me an episode 1, 2, 4, 5 more. I might know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you
Let
won't.
me ask you. Yeah. Where do you see it going?
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, this to me is why I love storytelling like this when it's all out of sequence. Because I know stormtroopers become an execution squad, but we just don't know how they get there. I know that there are thousands of clones out there, and that by the time the original trilogy comes back, we don't ever see any. There's he's still around, Boba Fett's still around, but we don't see any. So where did they go? Like, I find that stuff fascinating. We know there's still some Jedi running around. At Order 66 didn't just like poof, they're gone. Like, are we going to see Jedi? There still are possibility to see Jedi coming up in this.
Right.
Ahsoka's still running around. Rex is still running around. Like, I'm excited for all of that. Like, I like connective tissues. I like to see characters from other things, and I don't need them to be a main character. I don't need them around all of the time. I really can't wait to meet new people that I don't know yet, just like Omega. But I'm curious to see how these new characters interact with the characters that we know. Obi-Wan's out there. Are they going to see Luke? Are they going to see baby Luke at some point? Are they going to go to Tatooine? Hope they go to Tatooine. I think I feel comfortable saying there's going to be a big, gigantic, whether it's this season or future seasons, a brawl of clones versus stormtroopers and Camino versus the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
That I can see happening.
Yeah, I agree.
And that will be awesome. We know who wins. Doesn't make it any less intriguing of how and why.
Right.
You know, it's really, I'm excited. Do Hunter and the gang, are they still around during the OT? Do they die? Where's Omega? Omega's, in theory, if she lives, she's still around during the sequel trilogy, but we never saw her. What happens to her story? Where does she go?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff. That's what I'm excited about. But I'm mostly excited to see how Liberty really dies, because right now it's still breathing. It's too close. But I'm looking forward to it dying, which is very dark, but I find it interesting. And the pre-rebels. So with that, Thomas, are you ready for trivia?
I am.
All right. I'm going first. And here we go. Number 1, Thomas. Who fixed the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon? A. C-3PO. B. R2-D2. D. Chewbacca. Or C. Chewbacca, sorry. Or D. Lando.
C. Chewbacca.
Eh.
A. C-3PO.
Eh.
B. R2-D2.
Ding, 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 ding. C-3PO is trying to communicate with the hyperdrive and has a very peculiar dialect. Because we love you, L3. What was the name given to the Imperial program that attempted to build droid warriors to crush the rebellion, but resulted in IG-88 and probably IG-11? A. Project Starscream. Ooh, voiced by Chris Latta. B. Gurdon's Folly. C. Project Fleuth Droid. Or D. Loris's Folly.
A.
Project Starscream would be great. Starscream from Transformers.
C.
Ding, ding, ding.
Lucky guess.
What did R2-D2 turn on in Princess Leia's chamber in Echo Base? The environmental control. B. The atmospheric correction unit. C. The fresh air cylinder. Or D. The thermal heater.
B.
Nope.
Whew, this is good.
What is Hoth?
A planet.
Made of what?
Water.
Ice. The ice planet Hoth.
Well,
D. The thermal
you
heater.
didn't say if it was frozen or not.
It's Hoth. It's the snow planet.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Where were the Tatooine exteriors filmed? A. Death Valley. B. Tanisha. C. Leavesden Studios. D. Arizona.
Is it only one answer?
Only one answer.
The Tatooine exteriors, because there was parts filmed in Tunisia. Does it say what movie?
Nope.
I'm going to go with Arizona, because there was stuff filmed here. And Tunisia. And maybe, no, Tunisia.
Which is your final answer?
Arizona. Tunisia.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because there was...
Hey.
Whatever.
Don't talk to me. Talk to the book. All right, question number 2. Who portrayed Chancellor Valorum in The Phantom Menace? Was it A. Ian McDermott?
Nope, that's Palpatine.
B. Silas Carson?
Nope.
C. Terrence Stamp?
C. Terrence Stamp.
D.
Final answer.
Jerome Blank.
Terrence Stamp. Zod from Superman.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you. I'm giving myself that last one, too.
Question number 3. Who portrayed Yaddle in The Phantom Menace? Was it A, Frank Oz, B, Sophia Coppola, C, Silas Carson, D, Michelle Taylor?
I'm going to say Frank Oz. I don't really know, though. I don't know.
Silas Carson.
Okay, there we go. Boom. Don't know, don't care.
Wow, maybe we shouldn't be doing trivia.
Yeah, I don't know if we should either.
Well, hey, we're educating one another.
I will not be on the Schmodown anytime soon.
No.
Well, thank you, Thomas. This was a fun episode. I am loving the Bad Batch. This episode was great. I cannot wait to see where it goes. And Thomas, next time you and I are sitting here, it's going to be episode 101.
101.
So we're going to turn it into an education episode.
We are?
Yeah. Like, English 101. We're going to be doing Star Wars 101 on episode 101. Come with your questions. I'm going to quiz you on character names and all of these things because this is episode 101. You've done this a lot of times now. You have grown a lot in your knowledge as much as you sometimes want to pretend like you haven't. I can tell by the questions you're asking. But I also still want you to ask me questions.
Is there going to be awards?
Honey, you're looking at your greatest reward right now.
Very true.
I am a gift.
And it keeps on giving.
Anyways, I want you to come with the things that you still don't understand. Like the questions. So
we just have an hour.
For that, I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Do you want to sit here for 2 hours?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes, of course I do.
Well, with that, thank you for listening, everyone. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Serving Pink Milk. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at Pink Milk Podcast, and check us out every Friday late night where myself, my friends Mark and Emma, we all take deep dives into Star Wars and we talk it queerly. Especially turn in this Friday because it is going to be episode 100.
100.
I can't believe it. We're going to be talking live, just like we do every Friday with the Steam Room. So come, pour up your skins. What do you do in a Steam Room? I don't know. You're supposed to do something with your skin.
Wear your towel.
Or don't. It's fine to not wear a towel either. We celebrate everything there. Until next week, Thomas, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Drink up.
Drink up.
Bye.